We're back on the early edge, brought to you by BetMGM. Make it legendary. And gentlemen, we may have a legendary Thursday night football game. This is as good as it gets. Maybe a win and in situation. I mean, not literally, but it's going to look bad for either the Cowboys or the Lions if they come away from this game, this Thursday night football game, with a loss. Mike, before we get into the game, real quick, can you just share what the odds are on the Detroit Lions right now, as it stands right now, to make the playoffs or to miss the playoffs?
Yeah, they're currently minus 150 to miss the playoffs. That is an implied probability of 60%. So they're implied 40% to make, 60% to miss the playoffs because of how strong that division has been and the games they've lost.
Larry, this is a 3-point spread as it stands right now at BetMGM. It's a 54-point total, very high. Larry, what do you like in this game?
Yeah, the look ahead was Detroit -6, but Amon-Ra St. Brown most likely will not be suiting up for the Lions, and you have to take into account what this Dallas team has looked like the last 3 weeks with Quinnen Williams, 117 yards on the ground to running backs in the last 3 weeks, well under 3.5 yards per carry. They've just been shutting down the opposing running game. That to me bodes very well for their trip into Detroit. I could only look at the Cowboys plus the points.
Mike, I can only look at the Cowboys too. I mean, we can talk about Goff at home, but that's kind of going away, especially when Sam Laporta and most likely Amon-Ra St. Brown aren't playing. And oh, by the way, Cowboys pretty good indoors too. This could be a last possession wins it. So why wouldn't I take the +3?
Yeah, that's how I see it. I see it kind of a field goal either way, but losing Amon-Ra St. Brown most likely, nothing official yet, but I can't imagine he'd be out there and be terribly effective. We saw what that offense really looked like without him. He really, really is critical, but I don't think the Lions have the secondary to really stop Dallas. I think it is going to be a score every time you touch the ball kind of game. When you look at those wide receivers for Dallas in that passing game, I don't think that Detroit has the secondary right now. So while it is for Dallas, it's a playoff eliminator. If they lose this game, they're done. But they have a shot to make the playoffs if they win this game. And if the Lions lose here, this is a very difficult situation for them as well. So high stakes game. I like Dallas, though. I think they're the #1 offense in the NFL right now.
All right, Danny, I know you abstained from a take in this particular game, but you do have a Week 14 side or total that you want to bet right now.
Yeah, this total is plummeting, so get it while you can at the key number of 43.5. I think the Steelers and Ravens game goes well under the total. You look at their last 10 meetings, they've averaged 33 points per game against each other. When Harbaugh and Tomlin meet, it's just a gritty, AFC North divisional clash. That's what it's going to be here, a very important game for the division. And divisional outdoor games, the QB situation, just Lamar doesn't quite look right. You got Rodgers with the fractured wrist. Maybe it'll be Rudolph. Maybe it'll be both. Who knows? I think it's just going to be an ugly game that one of these teams needs to grind out. I think it goes under the total.
Yeah, the Chiefs need to grind out a win. Your Chiefs, Mike McClure. Talk to me about the Chiefs -3.5.
Yeah, we saw this at 4.5 down to 3.5. I don't agree with the move through the 4 personally. I think this is a huge advantage for Kansas City in terms of home field. When you talk about primetime game at Arrowhead, the high temperature projected for this day itself is going to be 33 degrees. So we're going to have wind chills in the teens for this game when it's kicking off. That's a problem for me for a team that plays indoors like the Texans with a quarterback like CJ Stroud, who has struggled a little bit, in my opinion, in cold weather in his NFL career. I think it's obviously a must-win game on the side of Kansas City, and I think they ultimately get it done. But again, I think it should not have bounced to the other side of the 4 here. I think it should be 4.5.
Shout out to the Texans for coming back from an awful start, all the while the quarterback injuries that they had to endure as well. Larry, speaking of quarterback injuries, my Washington Commanders, it's just been a bad season. It's not just the quarterback injuries. It's all of the injuries on both sides of the ball. You actually like them next week?
Yeah, 2 spirited efforts in a row. They got a lot of key guys back in the Monday night game, including Daron Payne, including Terry McLaurin, including Will Harris. They could have beaten the Broncos, and now they're going to Minnesota. I laid -1. I would still lay it as it climbs. I do think it's going to climb to 2, maybe even 2.5, because Minnesota, regardless of which quarterback they throw out there, that's one of the worst QBs that we've seen. I mean, that pick 6 that Brasmer threw, we're going to be seeing that on the blooper reels for a long time.
Yeah, that was really bad because they were competitive up until that point. All right, let's go rapid fire on a Week 14 side that you're waiting on. Give me maybe 20 seconds or less, Danny Brasco.
I can't believe I'm wanting to back the Jets +3 if I can get the 3 in back-to-back weeks. Plus 2.5 is -105. So I'm hoping the market likes the Dolphins after they beat Tyler Shuck and the Saints. But man, they came close to that one. They've been in 2 ugly games against the Commanders and Madrid. You know, the Dolphins, even at full strength, didn't beat the Jets by much. And this Jets team under Tyrod Taylor, as an underdog, has something here. So give me the Jets with the field goal if I can get the 3.
If you watched the Dolphins Saints yesterday, I mean, they were hiding Tua that entire game. I love the Jets +3. I like the Jets yesterday against the Falcons at +3 as well when that line ticked up. Mike, what's your line that you're waiting on?
I'll wait on the Eagles, currently -3 on the road. I think we get 2.5 in this particular road spot, considering the way the offense has looked. I think this is where the collapse really happens for the Chargers. Love the Eagles in this game. Again, looking for that 2.5 by kickoff.
All right, Larry, and talk to me about the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of prominent voices in this industry who continue to question the Jaguars, and I'm hoping they keep doing it, and maybe we get more than 1.5 points at home with the Jaguars, a team that has beaten the Chiefs and the Chargers at home. The Colts are coming in banged up, maybe no Sauce Gardner, Daniel Jones playing hurt. They haven't gotten over 300 yards in the past 2 weeks, but money still likes the Colts. I think you can get a better number on the Jags.
I'm certainly one of those voices questioning the Jaguars. However, I don't know that I fit the prominent category. Either way, that's going to be a huge game for both of those teams. And again, the Bears sitting in first place, the Jaguars in first place in the division. I don't know what's going on in today's NFL. I do know prominent voices are in the SportsLine Discord. Ladies and gentlemen, do not forget, if you're a SportsLine member, all you got to do is go to the free Discord to talk to Larry, to talk to people like Prop Stars and myself, regarding NFL, regarding NBA, MLB, PGA, you name the sport, WNBA, we've got it. So make sure you get into the SportsLine Discord. It's for members only.